everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Good morning to you all.
Welcome back to Board Game Breakfast. There's no one here with us this week. We had special guests the last couple weeks, but you'll see that as the year goes by. The good news is when a special guest comes in, they normally record an extra top 10 with us. And so one of those with Rodney Smith, the top 10 enemies of gaming, is going live today.
We'll be naming names and destroying facts.
Top 10 enemies of games. Hasbro. I'm just going to list 10 companies.
Yeah, great.
And
I will list 10 people.
Alrighty, so other things, Dice Tower West is happening in a week. So actually, a week from today, there will not be a Board Game Breakfast live because we'll be at Dice Tower West. And if you're there, come by and see us because we'll be doing live shows and stuff there. We'll have some promos and stuff for people there. We'll be playing games with people and just having a fantastic time. And then we'll be back a week after that. But there's a top 10 list going up next week because Liz recorded another one with us.
Right.
Top 10 solo games. Historical games. We did the solo one already.
It's amazing.
That's right. One of the best. That's right. I forgot about that. All righty. So we're glad you're here. We're going to start, as we always do, with the news. This time of year, there's always a ton of news because this coming weekend, and starting today and tomorrow, is the New York Toy Fair.
That's right.
So there's a lot of announcements being made. In fact, there's going to be announcements that have been made since us putting this together. We'll catch those in an upcoming one. Then in Gamma's in a few weeks from now. So there's just going to be stuff announced all over the place. So here's a few things. First, the OP. Is that the way the logo looks now? It says OP and then USA Opoly is underneath it?
The USA Opoly part, I thought they were dropping altogether, but maybe they combined both parts? I don't know.
No, anyway, they're working with Rubik's Cube to bring licensed cubes. So what this means is you'll be able to dissolve, and then on the side you'll see something, like a face of one of their things. Yeah, you know what? That's what I thought at first, and then I thought, what if we can get a Dice Tower cube? No, whatever. I think it sounds interesting. All right. Cora, Rise of an Empire.
All right. Looks good so far. Much better than Rubik's Cube.
This is a civilization game set in ancient Greece. It's from Yellow. Each city-state is going to have variable abilities in an event deck. Events are revealed at the start of each round, but they don't trigger until everyone takes their actions.
Okay.
60 to 90 minutes coming out this fall. I do not see on the box there a designer.
It's a work in progress, so they've yet to pick a designer. That's a joke, folks.
That looks interesting, though.
It looks cool. I like it. I like the look of it. I like the sound of it. I'm in. I'll check it out.
Yeah, Yellow has announced a whole slate of games. This was not one that they showed off earlier when I saw them.
Yeah.
All right, DC deck building game has Dark Knight's Metal. So, I don't know. That looks like zombie Batman wearing Batman coming from the local goth club. Anyhow, Batman has discovered a dark multiverse and unleashed a myriad of evil versions of himself on the world.
Okay.
The Justice League fights for the fate of the multiverse against Barbados, the Batman Who Laughs.
That's the Batman Who Laughs, yeah.
And the Dark Knight. Oh, so that's Joker Batman. Probably.
Sure.
That's what it looks like if the Joker became Batman.
Okay. Cool.
Sure.
More DC deck building
2 to 5
stuff.
players. Sure.
This seems like a different. Is this a big box expansion or a game?
It is, but it says it supports 2 to 5 players and is compatible with all prior versions. So.
All right. Cool. This game is still going.
It really is.
This one looks cool. I like Batman and I like all this craziness. So.
Well, today is a superhero day for sure. The next thing is Wonder Woman challenging the Amazons. This is coming from Ravensburger and it's designed by the Prospero Hall team. I like that cover.
Yeah.
The board, the whole thing looks really small though, like the game itself.
It does. I like the minis though. They got these cool miniatures that they're using in it. The whole thing looks like it is a smaller game than not. Yes, I agree with that.
And it's a co-op game, and invaders are coming, and you as the Amazons are defending against them. So if I'm guessing correctly, this is the first half hour of the Wonder Woman movie.
I guess so. Yeah, it looks cool. I'm in. I want to check this out. I like Prospero Hall games. I like their design, so I'm in. Wonder Woman.
Here's an interesting thing. Stefon Brooke is leaving Alea in the middle of 2020. You read about this?
Yeah.
Which is something most people didn't even know about. I didn't even think about it, but he is widely known as an amazing developer. And so he has not actually said what he's doing yet, but many of the big games that Alea has done, he actually went in, tore them apart, put them back together in many ways.
Right.
So...
Yeah, it's interesting. And now that Alea's going through a lot of transitions, I wonder what this means for the future of both the company and he as a developer. They've been re-releasing some games. They're kind of reworking their whole look to a degree. I'm curious how this is all going to shake out for the brand, and I'm excited to see what they've got coming up. They are a good brand.
Beach Apalooza from Steven Universe. Card battling game from Cryptozoic. You could become a Steven and try to put together the best band and audience. But there's party crashers trying to ruin your amazing presence.
Oh, no.
Performance, I'm sorry. Okay. There's some drafting in it. I'll certainly take a look at it.
I don't know this. I mean, I've heard of this IP, but I don't really know it that well.
You know what? I do not know. I've watched...
This is a
at
TV
least
show
a season
or comic?
It's definitely a TV show. I don't know if it's a comic.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain the TV show without you watching it. It is. Have you guys watched it? I don't know how I would even explain it. It's about a boy.
Bizarre.
I got it. About a boy. Yeah.
With a deadbeat dad.
Okay.
Who lives under a hot dog stand or something, and
He has a gym in his belly button.
he has a gem, and he's supposed to be like
Did you say he has a gym?
a gem in his belly button. He's supposed to be like uber powerful, with the exception of he can't control his powers at all. And then he has 3 women that kind of watch over him. It's very confusing. Maybe they explain more as seasons go by, but I was very lost. It's funny, but I didn't know what was going on half the time.
Okay. Pass.
This isn't here for no reason other than to show off painted Ankh miniatures.
Yes! Is this on Kickstarter already?
No.
Ah!
Okay. Alrighty. Kickstarter workers have voted to form the first union in tech history. This was actually surprising me. Not that they were made a union, because we knew this was coming.
Yeah.
But that it's the first union in tech history. Did you know there was no unions?
That sounds insane to me. I figured there must have been unions in other tech companies.
In American history, just to clarify. Yeah.
Sure.
It was the wording here was weird. It says workers voted 36 to 47 in favor of unionizing. I'm assuming they meant 47 to 36.
Yeah, because otherwise that's not a pass.
Yeah,
If I know how math works since I last checked, 36 is smaller than 40.
And then the union, they said it was tens of times, no kidding, blah, blah, blah. And I do like that. Aziz, the CEO of Kickstarter, says, "We support and respect this decision, and we're proud of the fair and democratic process that got us here." Sure. That felt like a disingenuous
Pretty sure
thing.
you got to say that. You got to get out there and say that, Aziz.
How will this affect Kickstarter? For us, probably not at all.
Not
But
much. Yeah.
this is a historic moment for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of historic moments, Asmoday. So they just published a thing that said they will no longer replace damaged parts in the USA. So they are widely known from, I've seen it all over the internet. If you miss a piece from an Asmoday game, they were amazing at sending it to you.
Right.
You just email them, whatever, here's the piece I'm missing, they got it back to you, from Fantasy Flight to all of them. Well, they're no longer doing that. Now they're saying if you buy it at a store, take it back to the store. If you bought it from an online store, contact that online store. If you bought it from a friend, you should have checked the pieces when you bought it. It literally says that.
It really says that?
Well, it doesn't say you should have checked them. It says if you're buying secondhand, make sure you check it before you get it. This has caused no end of consternation to the end users who are annoyed, and the store owners are not too pleased about it also, because the whole thing is a bigger pain in the neck now. Even if you can take it to the store owner, but you actually have to drive back to the store now.
Sure.
Then you have to wait for them if they don't have it in stock. And if the game is out of stock and out of
Oh,
print.
you're done if it's the last copy of something. But I also don't think they crack one open there in the store and give you a replacement.
No, you're supposed to replace the whole game.
What's the logic behind this?
Well,
from
there was two
Asmoday's point
reasons.
of
They
view?
said one was that they just had so many games and so many parts was difficult. And two, they said it would be a better process for everyone involved, which is just a flat-out lie, that one. But that's corporate speak. But the first one, I guess they have, hundreds and hundreds. I told you, I went to the SKUs, and there was, remember, like 5,000 different products or whatever.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you're bigger. I mean...
It is a weird thing. I'm surprised they're doing
I'm sorry,
this.
this is like backtracking on customer support. I mean, there's no two ways about it. That seems strange to me.
I don't even know, does Hasbro have this policy in place?
I don't know, maybe.
It's weird. There's no positive spin. There's no
way to spin this.
The,
No, this is an easier process for you. You're literally doing less now. You don't have to have a department that manages, that deals with customer service and parts replacement.
I've been thinking about this because I have a lot of Asmoday games in the Dice Tower library. If I lose a piece from one of those,
that's it.
I can't. What store did that even come from? I don't even remember.
And you have to have the little proof of purchase thing they're saying in the write-up too, right? I don't know.
Whatever. It is what it is, but I don't see this increasing sales for Asmoday.
Yeah, it seems like a faux pas there.
Alrighty. Now, well, yes, and someone here in the comments is saying the SPI used to replace missing parts, and then people would assemble whole games from scratch by claiming they bought a copy and it was missing thus and so. Sure, and people take advantage of any policy. It's like grocery stores and people return stuff. But at the same time, the people who do that are very small compared to the people who you're going to irritate by not replacing the pieces.
Right. Isn't that just the kind of cost that you eat because you're a big company and you're selling 1 billion copies of something? I mean, you just eat that one person who did trick you.
And I don't know that this will stop someone from buying an Asmodee game per se, but if you do buy one and then it's missing a piece and it's such a pain to replace it, the next time you buy a game, you'll go, I don't know. Right?
What happens if you buy it at a convention and then you go home and open it at home?
Yeah, they didn't address that. But I think, we were talking about this, I don't know that Asmodee is selling games directly at conventions anymore.
What do you mean?
They may not.
Like Z-Man is at conventions. What if I buy a Z-Man game?
Other than Gen Con, most cons, someone else is selling the game to you of their products.
What about Essen? There's got to be a Z-Man booth that sells Z-Man games at Essen.
Maybe they won't do that, though.
Okay. We'll see. I'm going to go over there.
Oh, and remember, it's only for the U.S.
Okay. All right.
All right. In other Asmodee news, Andrew Navarro, who was the president of Fantasy Flight Games after Christian Peterson, has now moved to Chip Theory Games, who's known for Hoplomachus and Too Many Bones. And so he's moved over them. He's now going to be their head of studio. That's a pretty big move, in my opinion. I mean, Fantasy Flight Games is a huge company, and I didn't know Andrew that well. I mean, I talked to him maybe a couple times. Christian Peterson was like that company. He took over. They haven't even announced who the president is that I know of. I don't know who's running Fantasy Flight at this point. And there's a lot of movement from Fantasy Flight. But him going to Chip Theory is also a big deal, because I never looked at Chip Theory as a quote-unquote big company.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't think somebody would, like that move, you wouldn't have thought about from a Fantasy Flight Games to Chip Theory.
Kickstarters in the millions now.
Sure.
For sure. And it is funny, we were, like 4 years ago at Gen Con, we were next to Chip Theory. Mm-hmm. Their booth was very small. Ours was right next to it. That is no longer the case. They have a very big booth, and they're a cool company. So, cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Who knows? Maybe Chip Theory will be the next Fantasy Flight.
Yeah. Maybe Asmodee can just, get a new head of department by mailing in a replacement, proof of purchase.
Yes. All right, Patchwork has a new edition coming out, the Americana edition. It's going to have the same two-player fun and an all-new style, new art and components inspired by the quilting communities of the United States. And just more money. The game's very popular, so they just made a new look to it. Maybe it's slightly different rules. You don't seem impressed. All right. Raiders of, is it Scythia or Scythia? I think it's Scythia.
It's better not be Scythe, or unless you want to get sued.
Well, actually, what's interesting about this game is it's from Garfield Games.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's from Garfield Games because it doesn't have the Miko artwork on it. And it's built on Raiders of the North Seas mechanisms. So it's in the Greek, Persian, and Assyria empires, and so it's kind of in Nat frame time. And you're going to get victory points by raiding settlements, taking plunder, and completing quests.
Okay.
So,
have they shown any other artwork for this?
I don't know.
No? Okay, I mean, these games are very popular. The company is doing well. They're very popular. I don't know why. This seems like a break from tradition, a really rewarding tradition to the company. But I guess they wanted to try something different.
I'm excited about this because I like Raiders.
I like this theme. This is a cool theme.
I like that art, too. I know that art's going to be probably divisive, but I like it.
Yeah, this is a wait and see kind of for me.
Garfield Games is, for me, almost a buy on sight for me, a company. Because even what's that dice game that just came out with the Circadia? That I like that one, too.
Yeah.
Same artist.
Oh, is this the same art? Oh. I did not like the art in Circadia.
Well, maybe you'll like it now. Maybe that person hates
Maybe they
drawing
just can't.
sci-fi.
No, well, that's the thing. I thought the aliens looked bad. Maybe I like it better here. Well, also, these people aren't staring straight at me like they were in the other one.
Oh, okay.
All right,
horse is
Mysterium
kinda-
Park. It's coming from Libelud. This is a standalone game to be released at the end of the year. There's not a whole lot more information.
This
It's
is
not an expansion of
interesting.
Mysterium.
So this is its own game.
It says, welcome to Mysterium Park. It's cotton candy, circus, and its dark secrets. The former director disappeared, but the investigation came to nothing. Since that night, weird things happen on the fair. As psychics, you're convinced that a ghost haunts this carnival. You're now intent on giving it a chance to reveal the truth.
So it's kind of Mysterium-esque in a different setting. I dig it. I like that.
All right, we'll see. Speaking of ghosts, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? This is coming from the op. Clue-sniffing canine Scooby-Doo and his friends, blah, blah, blah. It's just a Scooby-Doo type game. It's done by Jane Cormier and Sen Fung Lim.
Yeah.
They did Junkyard and other games like that. Yeah,
Okay.
well, there's a new Scooby-Doo movie coming out this year. I think it's called Scoob. That's bringing it back in popularity.
All right. I have zero interest in Scooby-Doo as an intellectual property, but maybe it'll be a good game.
I want there to be an expansion called the Harlem Globetrotters. That I would buy in a second. But no, I'm serious. In the cartoon, the Harlem Globetrotters showed up for no reason at all.
I remember. I've seen some
You
of
can't
it.
even make fun of that because they show up in Futurama too for no reason at all. All right, but by far the most popular news of the week was just announced yesterday, and that's Marvel Villainous Infinite Power. So this is Villainous with Marvel, and I'm definitely seeing a lot of people on the internet who weren't like super fans of Villainous going, oh, I've always been waiting for this. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, sure.
Come on now. But anyway, it's going to have 5 villains, and they've told us 3 of them.
That's right. So Thanos.
Thanos, Ultron, and Hela.
Yes.
I just feel like Loki would not be one because it seems like he's the cover star of the sequel. Right?
I think it would be Loki, and then one more.
I don't know. I feel like Loki can star on his own. Now, it's not completely clear. One news story said it's not compatible with the other villains.
Right.
But I don't know. They sure made it look the same.
You know what? I actually don't like the look of this one, and I love the look of Villainous,
Yeah.
and I don't like the look of this cover. I know that seems weird because they are, stylistically speaking, almost identical. I think it works for the Disney aesthetic. This looks unfinished.
Well, we're going to definitely have to do a top 10 Marvel games at some point in the future.
Pretty soon, yeah. They're coming out left
as
and
soon
right.
as the Fantasy Flight, the Come On one.
Come
what's
On
it?
one, the Marvel United.
As soon as that comes out, we'll do it because there'll be 10 at that point.
Yeah.
Top 10 Marvel games.
You can be good, you can be bad, you can, co-op against each other. There's all sorts of things.
Man, I still remember when I first got in board gaming, there was nothing.
Yeah. Well, it seems
Nothing.
like, if you look at all the news, and I was just talking about this the other day, it seems like companies are tripping over themselves to snatch up intellectual properties.
Yeah.
This used to be the exception to the rule, and they were usually bad games. Now, if you're coming out with a game that has an original design, like an original setting, it almost gets overlooked. ScoobyDoo, Marvel again. I mean, Scythia, and I already forgot what it's called. You know what I mean? It's all IPs. I don't know. I want a balance. The pendulum is swinging a little too far towards
I
all
guess.
this stuff. There's that Back to the Future one that just was announced as well.
It's also when there's so many IPs, it gets confusing as to which game's which. I'm like, oh yeah, I
Right.
like playing a Marvel game. Which one?
Which one?
You know, even the Back to the Future one's gonna be really confusing because there's like 3 of them out there now, and you'll be like, want to play Back to the Future? Yeah, what's it called? You know, because you have to figure out what the subtitle is. Well, that's the regular news. Let's jump over to the rest of the news. Here we go.
Hello, fellow gamers. So I was thinking about Kickstarters. Big surprise, right? And I was kind of reminiscing back on the very first Kickstarter that I had backed. Hello, person that I've never met before in my life. How are you? And what is this that you have here?
I'm doing great, thank you. So this is Tiny Epic Kingdoms, and we have it on Kickstarter right now. It's a 4X game in a nice small box, plays in 30 minutes, and it's fantastic.
Where can I find this game? Because it looks like it's maybe not available just yet.
Yeah, so you just jump on Kickstarter, and you can search Gambling Games or Tiny Epic Kingdoms, and you can back it right on Kickstarter, and then we'll ship it to you when it's all ready to go.
That's awesome. This Kickstarter, that sounds really interesting. The one that started it all. I mean, that's a very special Kickstarter. What is your very special Kickstarter? Featured this week, we have Cinder by Smirk and Dagger that calls for 2 to 4 dragon lovers as you'll be searching for the magical beast of your dreams for 30 to 40 minutes as players will be tasked at swiping left to find your date, comparing like qualities to modify dice rolls, and of course, searching Whelp to play out the perfect date in this dice rolling push your luck game that starts at $25. Speaking of adorable, murderous little beasts, we have Gruff by Studio Woe that takes 1 to 4 shepherds and pits them against each other for a battle royale, as players will be trying not to go mad while releasing their mean little mutated billy goats against each other in this strategic card game that relies on players to pick your battles wisely. A weird game like this starts at $30. Next up is something just as odd, obscene, and just downright wrong. Chibi Superheroes from Marvel United by Come On Games. Now this action-packed adventure is for 1 to 4 cute little baby superheroes to work cooperatively against a villain for 40 minutes, as players will be drawing from their hero decks and playing cards strategically to remove thugs from locations, rescue civilians, and clear threats, all while the villain runs rampant across the board, carrying out their devious plans. Becoming a superhero to stop these villains in their tracks starts at $60. And lastly, we have Corinto by Grand Gamers Guild that puts 1 to 4 elemental masters to the test in this abstract strategy game that utilizes the unique movement of the elements for 30 minutes, as players will be strategically moving elemental tiles across the board and then activating special abilities associated with them to collect tiles for 30 minutes. The starting price for this game is $35. Thanks so much for joining me this week, guys. I want to know what you guys started backing. What was your first Kickstarter? Make sure and leave them for me in the comments. Other than that, if you want to see our live show on this Friday, go ahead and check me out at gloryhound.com as we will talk about all of these Kickstarters in depth, if you guys would back them or not. And other than that, I will see you guys all next week.
You know, so you're probably asking, well, it's called DDay Dice. Where's the dice? Well, there they are. Beautiful dice, custom dice, all kinds of dice, colored dice. Each faction gets their own personal die. Do or die. You see, these dice don't give you your orders, but they tell you what to do with your orders. 1 chevron means it's your first turn. 2 or 3 chevrons, well, you understand. The red arrow means you're moving out. Now, the black shield means you can only stay 1 turn. and the double green arrows or blue arrows means you're moving out the RWB. Together, we game together. Papa, can you bring her parents a gallon of wine so me and Ellen can game together? That's not gonna happen. She's married, that's her husband, she's got kids, she probably has a dog, okay? Come on, son, shut up. I'll get you a puppy. You will? Yeah, sure. Forget about Ellen. Ellen? Who's Ellen? What's RWB, you say? Well, that's red, white, and blue. Every time you roll the same die in 3 different colors, red, white, and blue, you get a bonus. And you know who this game is approved by? Yeah. So come on. Don't get me angry, eh? Check it out. Now, remember when I said this was like Star Wars? 4, 5, and 6 came out before 1, 2, and 3? Well, here's 1. Well, here's way to hell. So before you hit the beaches, you gotta get to the beach. How do you get to the beach? In boats. So the same mechanics apply as DDay Dice, but with a different twist. It's opposite day, so you don't want an RWB. And you start off fully loaded, as opposed to DDay Dice, you start off with nothing. Here's a DDay Dice map. On the right-hand side, you gain 4 men. 2 of them die right away. So, you want to move forward, you move forward. You gain 1 tool. 4 men die. You want to stay 3 times? Every time you stay, 4 men die. So why would you want to stay, Pop? To gain resources, so you don't get shellacked by the enemy, you rumbumbeat. Pronounced rimbambito, meaning someone who's lost, doesn't know, asks stupid questions, has been playing the game for an hour and a half, and still doesn't understand. Example, what's the matter with you? You rimbambit? This is the way to hell map that attaches to the DDay Dice map, which looks like this. Well, how are you gonna get to the beach? Well, you need boats. And being on those boats was the scariest thing because you know why? You couldn't do anything! This map recreates that beautifully. So, here's your boat. So, you lose 1 man right away. But if you stay 3 turns, you don't lose any more men. But if you roll a 12, well, you got a roll 2d6, plus you lose that many soldiers. So if you make it on the beach, whatever resources and soldiers you got left, well, that's what you start with. You know, some of you people are saying, why do you like war so much, Pa? You got me all wrong. I hate war. I'm just fascinated by it. One day I'll tell you the story of my mom when she was 10 years old in Italy, when the Americans invaded. See, my whole family, they were fascists. They had no choice, so they were with the Germans. So join me next week when I do part 3 of DDay Dice from WordForge Games.
Hey!
Showdown!
You too can play along in Showdown. Keep your own score. Today we're playing Spot the Fake.
Oh,
Which is very similar to something we did before.
I lost that
Game Z wins.
Roy did it too, actually, at the
It's
same
actually
time.
not me.
That would be.
I actually looked over. I was gonna point at Z, but then I saw Z was pointing at Tom. I'm like, I will also point at Tom.
There you go.
All right, so in this
Extra
one,
points.
it's just like the other ones. I'll show you 4 things. In this case, one of them is definitely made up. The other 3 are real.
You got it.
Okay? So there's no all are real, all are fake in here. Also, there's pictures involved.
I like it.
All right, so the first one is Spot the Fake Game Designer.
Okay.
All right, all right.
like this.
So the way it works is I'll show all 4, then we'll pick. We'll start with Roy, go around.
All right.
If you get it correct, you get a point, but if no one else picks it, you get 2 points. If you're watching, same thing, you get a point if you get it correct, but if no one picks the answer you picked, you get 3 points because there's a bigger chance of it happening.
Right.
For the
Or a
audience.
slimmer chance, yeah.
All right, so first, Jason Anarchy, who designed a game called Pretending to Grown Up. The games here, by the way, are real, for sure.
Okay.
Jason Dean, who designed D-Jam. Staying on that theme, DJ Peters designed a game called Undertone.
Yeah.
And then DJ Wheelie Bag designed Cinco Linko, a game we've actually played online.
We're supposed to guess.
Which one of
one's-
these is not an entry on Board Game Geek of a
DJ
designer?
Wheelie Bag. We know you can't see the rest of that
Wheelie
word, but it says
Bag.
Wheelie
Ah,
Bag.
yes. Well, they can see it on the small screen.
Yeah.
I was saying,
DJ Wheelie Bag.
I could do this. Whoops. There we go.
All right.
There, you can see Wheelie Bag.
All right,
For half a
there
second.
you go.
Now we're back.
Okay, you're
Who's
starting,
voting
buddy.
me?
It's you.
Wheelie Bag just sounds so crazy.
So you're picking that one?
I'm picking Wheelie Bag
All right.
because I mean I wouldn't put it past Cinco Lingo, but or potato.
If you're gonna make up a name, it's not gonna be Jason Dean, even though that's the one that I'm leaning towards. I'm gonna go with DJ Peters.
All right.
Jason Dean.
Oh man, come on now.
Let's
Z.
take a look. DJ Peters is correct. Made Undertow.
Woo! Oh, no, I was wrong.
Jason Anarchy made Pretending to Grown Up. And yes, for some reason, DJ Wheelie Bag is a real name, which makes
Bam!
Jason Dean
Bam!
a made-up name.
Why'd you make up such a weak name?
Because I thought you might think that.
Man,
Boom! You gotta
That
get in
does,
this
that does
game.
seem like a Tom thing to
you
do.
just meted me out of some points.
All right.
Wheelie
I
Bag.
bet, so I got a whole bunch of
Wheelie
points, like
Bag!
16, right? Or
2.
2, yeah. I knew it was 16 or 2.
Alrighty. Spot the fake politician. These are real politicians, local ones. These are real names of politicians.
Well, I'm
Except
very
for
well
one.
Except for one.
connected to the local politician
Right.
scene.
I
Ben Bushyhead,
True. I know Ben. He's a good guy.
Young Boozer,
He doesn't like to go by that.
Antique,
Oh,
No way.
and Twinkle Andress Kavanaugh.
dude. If the possibility for all fake was one, this would be a lock. No way. No. Oh way. Who's starting?
Mike is.
I'm going to tell you what. I don't care what the correct answer is. It's going to be antique. That is, if that's fake, then bravo. If it's real, then bravo. Antique is the choice.
I have to go with antique also. I'm sorry. Young Boozer is pretty good. But antique, come on.
that
And with that picture, no, man, come on.
Roy,
I'm going with Twinkle.
Twinkle. All right.
Come on.
Let's take a look. No. Twinkle Andress
president?
Kavanaugh is the president of the Alabama Public Service Commission.
Oh, okay.
All right. Young Boozer is the is the state treasurer.
Who would make him treasurer?
Right?
Who gives this cat control of the money?
Yeah.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Young Boozer.
Director of
finally-
Public Safety.
With that name, I expect to have some
Ben
face
Bushyhead,
tattoos.
County Commissioner of North Carolina.
Good job, man. We did it.
So that's 1
Bam.
point. But that keeps Z in the lead.
This is like golf score, right?
yeah,
Most scores the
baby.
best.
I like his. I like Ben's tagline too. I'm asking you to hire me to work for you.
That's
pithy.
good.
Pithy.
All right. Here we go. Oops, I can show you. I need to. Which one of these news stories is fake? All right, so I'm going to actually just quick show them all, and then I need to click enter because I need to read a little bit. All right, so Switzerland has minted a gold coin so small that you need to look at it. It's the smallest gold coin in the world with Einstein sticking out his tongue on it.
Okay.
China has basically crossbred blueberry and blackberry DNA to make a blue watermelon, which pretty much tastes the same, but considered to be very healthy. A dog has given birth to a kind of green puppy. They named it Hulk, and they're not actually sure exactly why this happened. There was 8 puppies born, but it had
And
something to
only
do
one's
with
green.
it had something to do with the liquid inside her stomach. That it was a white dog and it got stained during pregnancy. And then in New Hampshire, in Croydon, the police chief was actually, he's the only police officer in town. He was fired, and in a Game of Thrones moment, took off all his clothes except for his underwear, his whole uniform, and laid it there and walked out in a dramatic gesture.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It says as he took off his clothes, the chairman said he didn't have to do that, but Lee said those were the orders.
I like it. I believe it. All right, is it me first then? Well, I believe okay. I believe the New Hampshire police chief. That sounds right. The green puppy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the That blue watermelon picture looks pretty good, but I'm gonna say that's fake.
All right, Roy.
I'm going with blue watermelon also.
Wow. I'm pretty sure I heard that the blue watermelon thing is legit. So I'm feeling like I can pick up some points here.
Yeah, do it.
I'm going with the small coin.
All righty. Well, no, not the small coin. That's actually a thing. It's worth 26 cents about. It weighs 0.063 grams, 1/500th of an ounce. There's only 999, and they're selling it, of course, for 199 francs, along with a special magnifying glass so you can see it.
Oh, so it's really tiny. Okay.
Yeah. And yes, the dog did give birth to a green puppy, and yes, they named it Hulk. And then yes, the police chief did strip. The blue watermelon is a fake.
Oh, bam! Son, you gotta stop reading those news sites you've been going to because it's fake.
I just think gene splicing isn't there yet, guys. I mean, we're getting there, but not quite.
All right, now let's go back to my favorite, Spot the Fake game.
All right.
All right. So here we go. First, we have the Idiot Box. This is basically a roll and move game
Isn't that your design?
where you draw cards, impersonate celebrities, one of those style games.
Okay, the idiot box.
Sure.
Then we have How to Be a Complete Idiot. You are actually in this game trying to lose your marbles by basically drawing cards and losing marbles.
Okay.
Then Idiot's Pursuit. This is essentially a deck of cards that you can take and stick in Trivial Pursuit games, but all the questions are made up fake questions just to ruin other people's copies.
I love it. Hey, if it's
then
not real, I want it to be.
The Golden Idiot. You're going to be racing around town doing foolish things, but eventually you'll win the heart of the mayor's daughter.
Got it.
Roy, you're first.
Oh my goodness. Which one of these is fake?
Yes.
No matter what, you're picking something idiotic.
Someone here said Mike gets his news from the local grocery store checkout line.
Y'all hear about
Very
that
true.
blue watermelon?
Very true.
How to Be a Complete Idiot, because it seems like it would be real, and that seems like something Tom would do.
All right. Mike?
I'm going to go with Golden Idiot.
All right.
I kind of wanted to go with Golden Idiot also, but I will go with something different, just for the sake of being different, and I will go with Idiot's Pursuit.
Idiot's Pursuit. All right. Well, first of all, Idiot Box is a real thing.
Of course it is. I have a copy of it.
Then How to Be a Complete Idiot. The game that will send you utterly bonkers.
I do like the losing your marbles is actually what sold me, because
Yeah.
I could see that being a pun, like a play on the word.
Well, I thought Tom made it up.
Tom's not that clever.
And then this one is actually a real game.
So I should have gone with my gut. Okay.
I think this is hilarious, though. They
Excrement and
that is
showbiz.
funny.
Look at the
excuse me?
categories.
Excrement and showbiz. Hitler and the gang. What is this?
I actually
lesions.
want to get a copy
You
of
gotta
this.
get on
I
eBay
gotta
for
find
this, man.
Because if I know someone
no.
true, it does sound low, like it might be like.
Edgy.
Pushing it? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Literary flatulence. Yes.
Then there's a game called Golden Egg. I just took the golden and moved it around. So, did Mike pick that one?
I did.
Mike, you're back in.
Man, I should have gone with my gut.
should've gone with your gut, man.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
okay. I'm
All right,
allowing you
let's
to
do
try
another.
to catch up. Yeah.
Let's
Right.
do another Spot the Fake game.
All right.
All right. So, in this category, I'm not going to tell you. Well, nah, never mind. I'll tell you. Okay.
Don't tell us,
Don't
man.
tell us anything.
So first of all, we have Dancing Thieves. Let the picture just show you there.
Uh-huh.
Murder on the Dance Floor, part of a mystery party series. Mm-hmm. Toten Dance, which is Dance of the Dead. And Dance Off Furry Fury, where you are furries dancing.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Mike.
Oh, you gotta start with me, huh? Oh, man. This is rough because I can see all of these. I think you want us to choose Dance Off. You clearly want, but you've met at me already once today. I'm going to go with Dance Off, Furry Fury, thinking that you're trying to get in my head, Tom.
All right.
I'm also going with that one. Dance Off.
Me too. Before they even said anything, I'm like, furry fury. That's it.
All righty. Well, no, this one is real. It's a murder on
Right,
the
but you
dance
didn't
floor.
put the first one up.
That is correct. But Dance of the Dead, Dance Off Furry Fury is a game crafter game.
I had more faith in humanity, honestly.
That game is crump. It is straight up crump.
And the other one is not a game, it's actually a video which I found These are pimples on someone's nose. It's a kid's thing. Those are blackheads.
We're gonna get flagged for copyright on this.
I don't care!
This is not worth being flagged for copyright.
Sacks of pus.
One of them better get popped.
This is
Actually, they do
horrifying.
get popped in the video. It's really funny.
Oh, jeez.
It's also pretty gross.
Somebody spent a significant amount of time and effort to draw that, to get musicians into a studio.
This is from a cartoon series, and I have not watched the other ones. I watched this specific one. It was like 6 minutes. It's on YouTube. I forget the name of it now.
6 minutes of this?
And they like showed this girl, and she's about to date her dreamboat guy, and then these guys pop up on her nose, and then it's like, what do you do? How do you stop them? And at the end, she pops them all. But it's done in a very sarcastic way, but it's also like, it's not edgy. It's weird. I didn't know. I kept waiting for them to go off the deep end. It's really weird. So,
I like it. I really like it.
all right.
It's that somebody should make. You know, we're in that craze of buying up IPs right now.
Right there.
Somebody buy up this IP and make a game out of it.
Yes.
All right, did anyone get that one? No points. All right, last one. Spot the fake movie.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's it.
All right, so I'm going to quick put the 4 movies up here, and then I'm going to explain what they are. So first, we have The Flying Camel. This is an amusing, upbeat film where a Jewish professor, Arab trash collector, and novice Catholic nun encounter each other in a junkyard, try to rebuild a statue of a flying camel. Then we have Where the Green Ants Dream. A surveying team led by an Australian geologist is setting off explosions deep in the outback, but there are people who claim that green ants dream underneath the land, and if the insect slumbers are interrupted, the world will come to an end. The dispute between the two sides becomes both a court case and a philosophical debate. 13 Women. Sorority groups are getting letters from the Swami making predictions of death and murder, which come true. So she contacts the sorority leader. They invite the remaining members to come to their home, and there she meets Ursula, a half-Indian, unaware that her fury over her treatment in college is behind the Swami's predictions. And then One with a Frying Pan. A jilted housewife leaves her cheating husband and armed only with a fry pan and grit, hits the road for extended road trip. There is aliens, Bigfoot, and love.
Tom, what are you doing? Is it me first? It is me first. Isn't it great? Oh, my goodness. Okay, you would not have made that up because there's no way. You need that to be real. Otherwise, you're in trouble. So, I'm going to go with Where the Green Ants Dream.
All right.
That's going to be my fake movie.
I'm going with Where the Green Ants Dream too.
Why are you copying me?
I mean, I'm terrible at trivia, so I think you're better. So
So
there you
if
go.
I'm correct, will I end up winning the game?
I'm not answering that question. Just
Yes,
I'm
sure.
going with The Flying Camel.
The Flying Camel.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
Sadly for you, it's an actual movie.
man.
You haven't
A
seen it?
fantastic tale of
Really
impossible
good.
oddities.
Camel,
The Flying
obviously.
Camel.
Really good. It's
How would you
really
not know?
good.
13 Women is also, it's an old movie from way back when.
Irene Dunn.
And then Where the Green Ants Dream is an
Wow.
actual movie.
I'm watching that tonight. Cthulhu Ants?
Is it on Amazon?
The description was way too
So one with
detailed
a
for
frying,
this one.
one with a frying pan is just something I made up. The stock picture of someone in the car. All right, hey, but the good news is, since everyone got it wrong, that gives Z the victory with 4 points.
And just so
maybe next
everybody
time,
out there
maybe next
knows,
time.
I will be launching a Kickstarter campaign to make One with a Frying Pan
That's right.
coming to a theater near you in 2025.
All right, let's jump to some of our contributors.
What's up, Board Game Breakfast? Welcome back to You Yes You Can Paint. Today we're taking a look at a very easy technique that will up your game a whole lot. This is dry brushing, but not just in the way you think. Before you skip past this segment, you think, I'm not a painter. Watch what I'm going to do here and show you that it's not just for miniatures heavy games. Things like Railways of the World can benefit from a little bit of dry brushing. Let's take a look at this technique right now. So with dry brushing, we have a figure like this. This is Dumbledore in all his glory fighting the inferior, right? Now, I'm not actually pointing out stuff on the Dumbledore, the fire that we're looking at. Dry brushing comes in really handy when it comes to nicely getting things like rocks and terrain to look incredibly detailed. So you notice the rocks and terrain right here. You could do that with just painting, obviously, but this dry brush technique is going to allow you to get some really nicely realistic looking rock features, as well as you could do this to highlight your figures, their cloaks and and things like that. If you wanted to, you could just dry brush instead of highlighting up individual pieces of clothing or beards, or even on this fire, you can dry brush across it with the color you like instead of the wet blending. But I want to show you. You say, Brian, I don't play miniatures games, but I do play board games. Well, here's what I've noticed. There are a ton of games that could just be benefited from some really great looking paint. This is Railways of the World, the new edition. And so this is the least, miniatures game out there. But look what I've done. I've taken those just plain brown plastic, primed them, then put some kind of a lighter colored tan rock here, and then I did an even lighter colored tan to get those nice edges to make it look realistic. Then we hit it with a wash just like last week, and now you get this really realistic rocky looking terrain and all the stuff that shows up there. So dry brushing is a great technique. So how to do it: take a good flat brush. You got a couple different size options here depending on the size of your miniature, all the way up to something like an ATST or ATAT. Heck, if I'm sure that's coming to Legion one day. But you have one of these flat brushes, and you can have even smaller brushes than this. And I'm not even going to show you with the paint, because all you're going to do is get just a little bit of paint on the tip of the brush, and then you're going to either on your hand or on a piece of paper, you're going to wipe off almost all of it to where it doesn't look like it's got any on there, to where it doesn't look like you're doing anything. And then you're going to take your brush and you're just going to drag it across, typically one direction, typically the direction you want the highlights to show up, one direction, just like this, until those just ever so slightly start showing up. If you want to hit it with a heavier dry brush, you can, but the whole point of this is it's just dragging enough color in the direction you're going to hit those edges. And once that color starts to slowly build up, you're going to get a nice highlighted area of rocks or whatever. So dry brushing is a fantastic technique to add a ton of color and a ton of depth and variation in a really easy way to your figures. That's all it takes. It's just quickly moving your brush across it with a dry brush to get just enough color to add to the edges. I'm Brian Drake. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dice Tower Brian. Until next time, enjoy your breakfast.
Hi guys, I am Randy.
Melon.
We have 2 stacks of game here. Which one are we getting rid of? The answer is none of them, because the stack that we're getting rid of would be over here.
None of them. Okay, let's start with Sentry. First of all, you just don't break up a trio. So,
that's
why we're not splitting it up.
But if we did break up a trio, that one would go.
Sorry,
it's
Emerson.
Okay. It's all right. These are the where it's at. This one especially.
Mostly this one especially.
Let me show you this one.
This is the best one.
This one right here is the best one
could ever have made.
See, this one right here.
So what you're going to want to do, and this one gets gateway gamers in every time.
That's very true.
Delicious. It is cute. I absolutely love it. Get that out of my face.
But as a standalone worker placement, this works really well. And I don't think of it as a standalone worker placement because I love it so much with Spice Road.
Together?
You and me together. Welcome to the best flipping right, rolling right, X and X, whatever.
Yeah.
This is the best one, in my opinion.
I think I might think that. I thought that about for cartographers, and I do love cartographers, but this one's like right next to it. You get to see what's coming up on the card that you're looking at. You get to see what's kind of coming next, so you can think a little bit about it. They're worth every cent.
Just filling them out, all the different scoring ways. The cards that come out, you have to pick a card combo, so you put the number and the special ability of that card at the same time. Does different things. This one is one to check out.
It's a gem.
For sure.
I will never get rid of that. You can talk about that one.
Oh, this one, your favorite game of all time. I love this game. Everybody has a card that has a different view of the structure that you're supposed to collectively build in the middle. I like how you're trying to talk to people, trying to figure out, well, is that right on your side? Is it right on your side? You're walking around the board, seeing if it's good. This one's a lot of fun.
This is, Stinky. What's the game? It plays like Sagrada. That's the one that I kept hearing compared to. You roll your dice, you place it in the little like slots. They give you attributes. You score your attributes at the end of the game. It's very don't skip a beat, thinky kind of game.
It's kind of got like a D&D vibe to it. Yeah. So it would be a good gateway, I think, or at least a passover for D&D players if you're trying to get them into the actual board game side of thing. It's a solid, excellent game. I really do like it. It just doesn't get a lot of play for whatever reason.
It doesn't. And I don't know why, but we're keeping it.
But it's keeping it because we do get enough play out of it. So thank you, everyone. This was the first call that we've not gotten rid of anything.
Yeah.
But we got rid of a lot of stuff before, so I feel okay.
Brutal.
We'll see you on the next one.
Greetings and welcome to the Mega Meeple. I am Thomas Grogan. To sleeve or not to sleeve? That is the question. Consider the amount of money that we spend on games. Me, I like to take care of my toys. And when we're spending what little expendable income we have on games and how expensive they could be, especially games with cards, you want to protect your investment. Now, there are games that incorporate cards that I do not sleeve, mainly because the cards are not a main integral focus of the game. So I could get by not, sleeving those cards. I just, take extra care of them and make sure none of the people at my gaming table have any greasy hands when they start to handle them. Bad gamer. But the games that have cards as their main focus or even their only focus, things like My Ashes or Netrunner or Ark of Horror, the card game, or anything like that, I sleeve those puppies. Because number one, they're going to get handled a lot. And also they're going to get shuffled a lot. But there are some people out there just flat out do not sleeve any of their cards, no matter what. Not to say that there's anything wrong with that. So what about you? Do you sleeve your cards? Sound off in the comments down below. If you want to find out more about the Mega Meeple, just go to the... You know what to do. Just do it. And I will see you next time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 20 Questions. I've got a game here in front of me on my computer. You, the audience, and Tom are going to try to decipher what this game is, asking questions, possibly 20 of them. You are the ones giving Tom the questions that he may ask. So make sure you start popping in there. It is, like I said, definitely a board game. And he's going to pull one of these chips on the other side. If he wants to flip it, is either going to penalize him by removing one more question possibility, or, hey, if you get lucky, I'll give you a letter from the answer. And then I'll ask you a question. You might even get more lucky. I'll give you more letters. I'll give you all the letters if you want.
Well, this actually stops Z from putting games like Raw in anymore.
This is true.
Because the third letter, you're like, well...
R again. But maybe it's the same one. Once you do get a letter, I do remove it.
Alrighty, first question from Scott. Does this game include dice?
No.
Oh, no! That was two questions. That was a bad start.
That was a bad start. That is one question possibility.
Okay, I'll ask
gone.
this. This is a good question from Neo Closet Otaku. Does it have a female on the cover?
Yes.
See, we get clues from the way he says yes. So Concordia's out.
Concordia is definitely out, yes. That's a good call.
Okay, I'm asking this. Tufano Alex says, can you get replacement parts for it from the publisher?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yay! Where's my...
That's a great question, folks. That is a great question.
Oh, all right. The question should have been female human because that's... Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Let's see.
I wouldn't have known otherwise, so yes, it's a human.
Okay, is it... Socrates says, is it in the top 100 on Board Game Geek? They have the ranking in the top there.
No.
No. Oh, no. All right. So I've pretty much learned nothing about this other than that there's a small female somewhere on it.
Okay.
Part of a crowd, maybe, or a pig. Okay, Bryce says, was this game published in the last 5 years?
Yes.
I'm going to keep turning them over until I get a good one. Then I'm going to calm down. But I haven't got a good one yet. I keep drawing just ones or negative ones. So we have 13 questions left. All right. Can it play with more than 4 players?
No.
All right, so 4 is the max. Well, we probably should have been more clear on that one, but where's my letter? I need a letter.
Mm-hmm. They're in there. They're in there.
Yes, I said so crates because Bill and Ted. Anyway. Oh, Paul says, was it Kickstarted?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm going to go with no, I don't think so.
All right. Where's my letter? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, we got 11 questions left. Okay, I'll ask that, but that's not going to really help me out, but we'll ask it. Super Evil Hamster says, has this game been reviewed by you, Z?
No, I don't think so.
That's really, well,
It's been reviewed by you.
Well, that doesn't actually narrow it down either.
Oh, there you go. That's why.
But letter!
Okay, here we go, folks. Letter time. Letter time. Brought to you by Seiko. It's always time for a letter. Oh.
It's magic. Oh.
Riddle me this?
Oh, there's a riddle. I forgot about the riddle.
I could give you up to 2 more letters with this one.
Okay.
Elder Sign from Fantasy Flight Games has 2 designers. Who are they?
Well, Richard Launius.
Seiko. It's always a good time for a letter. E.
And I don't know who the other designer was. I'll say Nikki Valens.
That is erroneous. It was Kevin Wilson.
Really?
That is correct.
I did not know that.
So you have an O and you have an
Obviously.
E.
All right. Does it use miniatures?
No.
Says Tara. No. All right. Oh, wait. I said I was going to stop turning them up. No. I like to go back in time. Oh, we're down to.
Well, if it makes you feel better.
Okay. Well, we're down to 8
you
questions.
removed one of the bad ones.
I'm not asking someone like, does it have wooden camels? It's not very narrowed down. Okay, so we know there's a possibility there's a woman on the cover. It's not in the top 100 Board Game Geek. Asmoday didn't publish it. Wasn't Kickstarted. I've reviewed it. We are nowhere close, I don't think. Oh, and there's an O and an E. That still doesn't help. All right, the man who will fight later on.
I don't think this company is Asmoday. Maybe they are. I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, is it a worker placement game?
No.
I will not turn one over.
You probably should.
Wait, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I will turn one over. Yeah, with a letter.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo! Woo!
Again, I don't think this is Asmoday.
Guys, I can't remember. Did he say it was in the last 5 years or not? I can't remember.
It was.
It is in the last 5 years. Okay.
X is the letter.
Ooh. Why even do the letter when you put an X in your thing?
Here we go.
Is there a game called Texaco?
This question only has one possible answer because that's a good letter you just got. Last Bastion was a reissue of Ghost Stories.
Yes, Ghost Stories.
How many years between them, their publications?
11.
That is correct. Impressive.
2008 and 2019.
That is exactly correct.
Woo! Sometimes I have useful knowledge, but not today.
Seiko. S.
All right. Okay. All right. Good. Give me a question so we can narrow this down. Okay, Jonathan. Does this game feature monsters?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Oh. Well, then the thing that everyone is saying, the 2 questions everyone's saying are wrong.
Monsters.
No. If it's this game that people are saying, you would have said yes right away.
No, it's not. There's no monsters. No.
All right, let me flip. Wait, you told me to flip. You lied to me.
You got pretty good odds.
Well, I know there's not a -1 on the bottom of that one.
No.
Okay, well now I'm flipping them all.
Okay, fine. What else you got? You still got to ask me a question.
Well, no,
for
I
that
got to
one.
see what people are saying now. Maybe.
That one you just flipped is for a question you haven't asked yet. So.
Why are people still saying that game?
It is not that game. What are people saying?
Xenoshift. But Xenoshift has monsters. That's the whole point. You're fighting monsters.
I also know for a fact that that's not Asmoday. Come on, it's not Asmoday.
Got it, but I wasn't sure if you were curious. Come on could fall underneath this Asmoday policy. We don't know because Asmoday is currently handling their
true,
customer
but that's
service.
I thought overseas. I don't know.
Okay. Says, is the title a single word?
No.
Give me another letter.
You got it. You're getting too many letters here. You're getting good at this.
This is very handy.
Oh my. Another O. O.
XX magic.
All right, here's another question for you. A little bit harder. You're getting too many of these. Downforce from Renegade, from Restoration Games, is a reworking of a game from Wolfgang Kramer that came out before, and that was a reworking of another game. The oldest iteration is called Tempo. When did that come out? I will give you an error of 1 year above and below.
79.
74.
All right. Okay, folks, I can't remember if it has more than one word or not. What was the
More
answer?
than one word, yes.
Oh, it is more than one word. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's good. That
I
makes
feel like
sense.
you just found it. I don't know why. I got a sneaking suspicion somebody just told
That
me what
also
it was.
works. No, but that sounds good. All right. Moving
change it
back
real quick.
down. Actually, there's a lot of
good ones.
There's a lot of good ones
They're
now.
all
No, that
right.
one is out because that's Asmoday.
Again, I might not have that right.
Doesn't matter. I know that particular. Oh, well, anyway. Okay, Michael says, does this game have expansions?
Yes. Maybe it is an Asmoday thing. I'm sorry. That's a question.
No one is upset with you.
I'm
on that
scared, Thomas. You don't understand. Fear.
Tom,
True fear.
Keep notes next time.
Brought to
But I
you.
don't have a notepad. You guys are supposed to be keeping track of this for
I'm
me.
happy to reiterate anything you've asked. I might even slip up and give you something else. You've got 3 questions to go.
I know.
I know you're not going to get it. This game, they made 6 copies. I own 5 of them. And I burnt the last one. Or maybe you'll get it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That game was Kickstarted. Good point.
Yeah, I love how you guys are assuming I know things.
Yeah.
This is
Come
20
on, give me some
questions with a
questions.
traitor.
Give me some questions. People are discussing what the thing is rather than...
Thing?
Oh. Matt, I'm not asking that question because I don't care about the complexity rating, and that wouldn't help me out at all because complexity rating, we were just talking about this earlier.
Gosh, I'll give it to you for free. Who cares?
We looked up Advanced Squad
That person
Leader.
wants to Google something. That's what that is.
We looked up Advanced Squad Leader. 22 people have given that a 1 on complexity.
Yeah, because it's light. It's an
guess
introductory game.
All right. Does the Super Evil Hamster, does the game play longer than an hour on average?
No.
Oh, well, that just canceled almost every game people were saying. 2 questions left. Wow, okay. Well, that really... it can't be... so I'm going to answer some questions here from people. It can't be an Onirim series because I have not reviewed those or played them.
Right.
The complexity rating, in my opinion, is the most useless stat on Board Game Geek because people just don't know how to rate complex games. I don't even know what it means.
You want it? I don't care. It's
No.
not
All
gonna
right,
help.
is it a party game?
No.
Okay, we have 1 question left. So this is a or question. So okay, says nobody.
Nobody said this? Are you just making stuff
It's
up?
spelled Gnobahdi. So nobody. Anyway,
Nobody.
Anyway, are the characters humanoid, Or, oh no, I'm sorry. Are the characters non-humans?
No, it's people.
All right. Give me a letter. I haven't reviewed that. I did review that. Oh.
Well, maybe this letter will be the final nail in the coffin. That's not a clue, by the way. T.
Yeah, okay. Is it?
You want another one?
Oh, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Wingspan is an extremely well-known game from Elizabeth Hargrave. She has a much smaller game that is called Tussie Mussy.
I know that.
How many cards in Tussie Mussy? I will give you an error again of 1 card up
16.
or down. Ooh. If you had said 17, that would have worked.
Is it 18?
Because it's 18.
Ah, okay. I knew it was somewhere around there. All right, I'm going to say...
So that's it. You got 1 guess as to what the game is.
Oh, but that doesn't have expansions. Well, it kind of does.
This obviously has expansions. So I wouldn't guess something that you think might or might not have expansions. There are expansions. There are several expansions to this game.
All right, I'm going to say this, but I don't think it's right. But so many people are saying this because, all right, I'll just say it. Potion Explosion.
Potion Explosion is correct.
Oh, but that was republished by Come On.
Not as far as I know.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. We went to the thing that year.
Was it?
Yeah, but it's originally Horrible Games.
Yeah, but that's still then not...
Right, no, that's fine. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, yay! We got it. But you know what I almost said was Exit Room.
Exit the game? You mean?
Like, yeah, you're right. It's not called Exit the Game. Well, I guess Exit Room had X.
No, Escape Room. That's not called Exit Room.
Ah, you're right. Never mind. Good thing I didn't say it because that would have been stupid.
No. Exit Room is a combination of 2 things you're combining in your head.
Potion Explode. I mean,
Horrible. What I did not recall was whether Horrible was under the Asmoday umbrella.
No, they're not.
And I was pretty sure they were not. But then Come On, who I guess did reprint, yeah, they're not. I don't consider them to be. They like distribute some of their games, but they're not one of those publishers under Asmoday so far. They've got a bunch of publishers for this game. Edge Entertainment. They work out of
it's
Spain,
definitely a very popular game.
Hobby Japan. Heidelberger has done it.
All righty, well, let's go to our last contributors. Here we go.
If you like Mice and Mystics, you probably like Aftermath coming up. Hi, it's Stella. Aftermath is a campaign game. Players are working together to achieve each game scenario objectives, and things that happen in the game will affect the overall campaign. It is set in post-apocalyptic world. The adventure book is the game board and also the rules and story you read from. It is designed by Jerry Hawthorne, who designed Mice and Mystics, also a cooperative adventuring campaign game, but has some different mechanics. The main mechanics in Aftermath is card play, where you draw from the deck and the cards will dictate what you can do that turn. You play the cards with matching symbols to do things like attack, move, search, and so on. I find the game has great storyline, at times funny, and has some puzzle elements to it. The object in the campaign is to fulfill personal objective for each character while following the storyline and making sure that the colony has enough resources to keep going. After all, this is a cooperative game. I love the characters. I'm currently playing as Grumple, the guinea pig. It has asymmetric power of having more strength and defense and can attack the boss of the enemy pack better. It is fun having her using the big knife, charging ahead and sending the enemy running away. Well, thanks for watching. We are on the Dice Tower How to Play videos and Maple University on YouTube. See you next time!
Hi everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany
from Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to be talking about Sorrow Phoenix Rising. But before we do that, we're going to talk about what we're doing to try to achieve better health in our lives. And when I have a bad day, I tend to resort to food to help me get through it, which is obviously not super helpful or productive to my weight loss. So let me know in the comments what kind of coping mechanisms you use to get through a bad day without resorting to some kind of vice like eating or smoking or whatever. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
All right, but enough about that. Let's talk about Sorrow Navarro, Phoenix Rising.
All right, so this is kind of one of the sequels to Suro. You're basically, placing your little pawn, your phoenix, on a track. You're going to follow it, and you're basically trying to be either the last person standing alive, or you have to collect enough stars to make a constellation.
I thought the 2 different win conditions of this game was really fun, and it was, you could kind of do your own thing if you wanted to, or you could kind of go after other people, so I liked that, but I really enjoyed just how this game looked and how it looked while people were playing. It's one of the few games to where even when it's not my turn, I enjoyed seeing it because I'd like to see what was happening, how people could flip a tile or turn a tile and all of a sudden get 3 stars, and how everything was moving and shifting. It was really fun to play even when it wasn't my turn.
I think this looked great on the table. Those little, those paper lanterns and the stars on the board. It just looked really sharp. I thought that was cool. Also, if you're a fan of the original game of Suro and you're looking for something that's the next level up, a little more complexity, a little more choices to make on your turn, this is a game I definitely recommend.
The box does say ages 8 and up, but we were able to teach it to our 6-year-old, and she got it. And I think through, pure luck, she was able to demolish us.
Or she could be an evil genius.
Genius, luck, either way, doesn't matter. She demolished us. So this would be a really good family weight game, which I think would be good for everybody to enjoy. If you want to hear our full thoughts on that, go ahead and follow us on YouTube under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews, or follow us on Facebook under the same name. Well, this is Ryan, and I'm Bethany, hoping that you have a happy, healthy breakfast. Bye, guys.
Everybody.
Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio. Been forever since I've been on Board Game Breakfast, but I've missed you all, and I'm back to talk some solo content. By the time you see this segment, I'll have already put up my top 10 solo games of all time. Special guest Liz Davidson came here to the studio and recorded that with myself and Z Garcia. And so I just wanted to spend a couple of minutes to talk about what my methodology was behind putting that list together. I put some thought into what types of games I wanted to have on that list. And so one of the things I looked at was I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overemphasizing cooperative games, because, then it could just turn into a list of my top 10 co-ops, which is also interesting, but a slightly different list. Co-op games, generally speaking, can almost always be soloed. Also, I kept the beat your high score or high score variant games to a minimum because, generally speaking, I think that those don't provide the best solo gaming experiences. I did have at least one on my list, but I really kept that in mind because I know that that doesn't usually provide the best solo experience. Another thing that's very important to me is setup and teardown. If it takes a long time to bring the game onto the table, to put it away, that means it's probably less likely that it's going to get played. And so I did put a lot of weight in games that were quick to set up and tear down. And finally, I also wanted to make sure that I wasn't overemphasizing either large games or small games, because they both have a place in the solo community. They both have a place. I like plenty of large solo games. I like plenty of small solo games. So I tried to have at least somewhat of a mixture of all. So there you go. That was kind of my methodology when putting that list together in case anyone was interested. Thank you so much for your time as always, and have a great day.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner, yeah. Ooh, could do some chicken. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching, folks. Another Board Game Breakfast. We got to get off here because a truck just showed up outside to do stuff.
What's wrong with you? Why would you even... Thanks, everybody, for joining us. I hope you enjoyed all of the clips, all of the shows.
Come back later today for Enemies of Gaming.
That's right, come on back. That's going to be a good one. It's a good discussion. We hope you enjoy it.
And tomorrow, actually, it's like one of our longest top 10s we've ever done.
It
right?
is.
Yeah,
it's several hours long.
It's not that long.
No, I'm kidding.
And tomorrow we're playing Batman Live.
Batman.
I sure hope I get to be the bad guy.
The Bat guy?
There is a Man-Bat.
Man-Bat. It's one of my favorite characters. Yeah, he looks like a bat, like a giant bat.
You do know what that is. I'm impressed. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Man-Bat.
We'll see you next time.